So, you've heard of Jewish guilt, Catholic guilt. I think Cheryl Wheeler's song Unworthy is essentially about Unitarian Universalist guilt. It's not about us as sinners exactly. Those aren't terms we would use, although we recognize something similar in the terms maybe spoken by Episcopalians every week when they talk about sins of commission, meaning things they've done that they ought not to have done, and sins of omission, things they didn't do that they should have done. But that's not exactly the way we talk about, and also we don't talk about it in the Jewish way, where it's relational guilt about never living up to the standards that are held up for us by those who love us, or those who love us, depending on the circumstance. But Unitarian Universalist guilt, UU guilt, is more generalized. It's not really about sins, but it is about obligations and imperatives and responsibilities that we let slide rather than fulfilling them, or that we've indulged ourselves in some way, even if it was just a tame indulgence. We've indulged ourselves, and we shouldn't have for some reason. So all those unread New Yorker magazines piling up, the cleaning we haven't done, the justice we didn't get to, maybe that we couldn't get to because we had too much else going on that day, but nonetheless we didn't get to it and we failed. And that's how it feels in the end. The great idea that we didn't enact, the volunteering we haven't done, the difference we could have made, the chores we will let slide, even the date night that we were too lazy or too exhausted to follow through on. We recognize ourselves in the lines of Cheryl Wheeler's song all over the place. And here's the rub. We recognize ourselves there even now. I don't know about you. Yesterday, my free time, all of it, went to getting groceries for our expanded and vulnerable household. Finding them, getting them into the house, cleaning them, and getting them into the pantry or the fridge. That was it. And it was 6 hours all told. Researching, doing, following through. Ridiculous. So no, we haven't recorded a fun dance video, and I haven't straightened things in the house that need straightening. I haven't spent enough time Zooming with friends and family. I'm late with some prep material for next week. The littlest things take forever. And the days go by in an endless series of small details that eat up great chunks of time in enormous gulps. It is one thing to live in a state of unhappiness about this kind of thing when life is normal and we have resources and skills and habits that we're used to employing. It's not good to live that way, even then. Even then, I would argue that we need to make some changes to the pace of our living and our expectations, because that's not how life should be lived for all of us, with a perennial sense of falling short, always, of standards that are fundamentally impossible. Expecting too much of ourselves all the time. The staff at First U knows that we all on the team, almost all, share that tendency. So we've created a sign that we posted in the office. It's not an inducement. It's really more of a consolation. It shows a herd of horses running uphill through a town. Not an easy feat for any horse. But that's what they're doing. And over the photo, we put the sentence, all you can do is all you can do the best you can do it. And I cannot tell you how often we quote that to each other. And this seems like a time to now share it more broadly, because no one looks back at the Spanish flu epidemic and judges the levels of additional accomplishment people managed during that time. You look back and they are getting through a hellish time the best they could, period. And it was enough. And maybe we will look back on this time one day and see some missed opportunities, but right now, it feels like getting through each day is plenty for so many of us. This is not the time to be shaming ourselves about what more we could be doing, when the truth is that we are already maxed out. So, yes, do what you need to do for you and yours, and do everything you can for others. And whatever that looks like, small or large, one day or a different day, it is good and it is enough. It's enough. This is why Cheryl Wheeler's Always Relevant song seems so especially appropriate right now. And do you want to know the best part? She forgot a verse while she was recording it for us. She realized it the next day, long after it had been posted, and she couldn't believe it, especially when it was for this lofty church purpose. And the verse she left off was this: I should spend more time playing with my dog and much less money on this needless junk I buy. I should send correspondence back to everyone who's written, phoned, or faxed since junior high. I should sit with a therapist until I understand the way I felt back in my mom. I should quit smoking, drinking, eating, thinking, sleeping, watching TV, writing stupid songs. So, all you can do is all you can do. Be careful. Take the time it is taking to get through this. Do what you must for your sanity and your health and your household. Do what you can for others every time. And know it is enough. You are enough. You are worthy and precious, exactly as you are. Amen.